Hey there. A while ago, I did a video on my top 10 watchouts when buying property in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. And today I'm going to do a deeper look into my number 8, which was easements. So, about a year ago, almost, last May, my husband and I purchased 116 acres in the Newberry, Michigan area, and we had some tips to share with you on things to watch out for when buying property. And this video is going to focus on number 8, which is easements. So while we were looking for property, we were quite surprised at the number of property in Michigan's Upper Peninsula that is what you would consider landlocked, meaning that the property is not on the main road and you cannot drive into the property legally. You cannot walk to the property legally, or there's just no way to get there unless you have maybe a helicopter or something. So I found an example of this today, and the main thing you're going to notice is the price. So this here is for a beautifully located south of Pine Stump near Lake Superior, 40 acres for 49,000. So everybody is like, "Oh wow, that's awesome. This is exactly what I would have wanted if it would have had electric. This is what I would have been looking for." However, when you read the description and you can see it's been on the market a while, takes a special person to want this. It is 5 miles south of Pine Stump off 407. 407 is a great road. It has power, it has fiber internet. There's a lot of housing in this area. It's a main road to get to Lake Superior up by Muskellong Lake State Park. So it's a mix of hardwoods and conifers. There is no road into the property, and walk-in access is over state land. Please take care when viewing the property to not trespass on private land. So that's like a deal breaker, right? So how are you supposed to get to this property? This one's not super bad because it is at least where you can go over the state land. But what if the state decides that they're gonna make it illegal for you to walk on it? I don't know what the rules are on state land. Um, this could be some of the commercial land that they open for hunting or whatever. So you really need to investigate like what that means. What does that mean for you if this is a property that you were to purchase? I tried to find this property on the map. Sometimes they'll give you really good directions. This one just says 5 miles south of Pine Stump. So I pulled up my map. I have this Onyx Hunt map, which I pay for so that you can walk your property and see where you're standing, like on your property. So here is the area in question. And I'm totally guessing. I don't know if this is right, but Pine Stump is right here. And just looking at all of these properties south of Pine Stump, the one that they had marked on the map so like in the listing itself, they had this marked. I'll show you so you can see. This is not accurate, apparently. So here's Deer Park Road, which is 407. This is 415. And they're like marking this here, which cannot be accurate because on here it is Newberry Forest Management, right? And there's Audubon Society, and then this is all state land. So the best that I can tell, when you come down 407 here and you're by 415, which is what they were kind of implying in the listing, the only one that I see that really is like through state land that could be a 40 acres is this one back here. I have no idea if this is it or not. This is the one that made the most sense to me, but this is a prime example of here's the road. This is some kind of a state road or trail or something. And there's land over here that's private. This is state land, somebody else's land. There's no roads, right? So this property here, the only way to get to it is to cross somebody else's land. So you don't have what they call a legal easement to get to the property. You can't put in a driveway. You can't drive your truck in here. You can't do anything legally. You're not going to build a house back here. None of that, which is why it is so cheap. So, and I don't know why they're able to sell land like this. You would think you'd have to have a legal way to get in there, but they do it all the time, and I've seen quite a few while we were looking for property. So options. So if you're looking at land that is landlocked, essentially, what you'd need to do would be to talk to the neighbors and see if you can get them to give you a legal easement, which means you're going to have to pay them money out of your pocket. You have to have surveys drawn up for your property and their property, and the legal descriptions would have to be updated so that you could get from, the road through their land into your land. I don't think the state of Michigan is going to do that for you. So you'd probably have to go through the other properties around. I'm not sure what Michigan would do. I don't know if that's a thing that they would give you an easement through there or not. I doubt it. Um, so yeah, so be very careful when you're looking at land to make sure you have legal easement, especially if you're going to try and build something or you want to drive back to your property. The other thing you want to watch out for is if there's an existing deeded easement on the property that you're buying. So this could either be maybe there's a property behind your property that you're looking to buy where the previous owner had given an easement to the owner behind so that they are allowed to drive through your property to get to theirs, which may or may not be fine, but just something you need to check in advance to make sure if there's any easements. These will usually show up when you do a survey. So if you get a survey, you want to make sure to read it and see if there's anything going on that way. It is common for there to be utility easements, so don't worry about that. It's where you need to go through somebody else's property to get to yours, or if somebody else needs to go through your property to get to theirs. Like, you just want to be aware of that. If it's something you want to deal with or don't want to deal with, you want to know up front before you lock in to a property and you're stuck with a neighbor driving through your yard to get to theirs. So that was my watch out number 8. And with all the trails in the UP and all these forest roads and things, it's just good to know what goes through your property, or if you have to go through somebody's, can be pretty important depending on what you're looking to do with your property. So just keep an eye out for it. And that's what I had today. Thanks.